All right, let's talk about what Google just unleashed on the world. They've just dropped a massive suite of over 20 new AI tools and models. Now, if you're a researcher, this isn't just another product announcement, right? This is a fundamental shift in the resources you have at your fingertips. So today, we're going to demystify this entire ecosystem and really dig into how it can completely revolutionize your work.
Okay, so let's dive right in. The real question we need to ask is the one you're looking at right now. Are you truly ready to accelerate your research? Because every single tool we're about to cover is designed to do exactly that, from sparking that initial idea all the way to publishing your final paper. So, to make sense of all this, we've broken it down into 6 main parts. We'll kick things off with the big picture, then we'll look at the AI models that are actually powering everything. From there, we'll jump into tools for inspiration, then creation, and finally, the really advanced stuff, AI agents. And we'll wrap it all up by asking, what does this all mean for us as researchers? First up, we need to set the stage. It's so important to see these 20 new releases not as just a random list of products, but as a single, interconnected ecosystem. Think of it like one giant toolkit, where every piece is designed to work together perfectly. Now, before we get to the cool new apps and tools, you have to understand the engines under the hood. We're talking about the foundational AI models. These are literally the brains that do all the heavy lifting. And trust me, choosing the right model for your specific research task is the first and most critical step to getting the results you want.
Okay, so let's break this down because it's super important. You've got the main Gemini family here. If your research needs that deep, complex analysis, like trying to pull out complex statistical methods from a dozen dense academic papers, Gemini 3 Pro is your powerhouse. But if you just need to quickly process massive amounts of data or run some rapid-fire experiments, then the speed you get from Flash or Flashlight is probably going to be a much better fit. It's all about matching the right tool to the right research task.
Okay, and then there's this one, a specialized variant called Gemini Deep Thinking. This model is specifically tuned to work with AI agents, which we are definitely going to talk more about later. Essentially, it's built for tasks that need long-term planning and complex multi-step problem solving. The very core of what advanced research is all about.
We also have to talk about Gemma, and the most important term on this slide is open source. For anyone in the academic and research communities, this is a huge deal. It means you can actually look under the hood, you can customize these models, you can build on top of them without restrictions, and that is absolutely essential for transparent and reproducible science.
All right, so we've got the engines. Now let's get into the practical tools and see how this all comes together. We're going to start right at the beginning of any research project, the hunt for inspiration, that initial phase where you're just trying to find an idea and visualize what it could become. Okay, let's start with Notebook LM. I want you to think of it as a research assistant that has actually read all of your papers. Seriously, you upload your sources and it doesn't just search them, it helps you synthesize information and uncover these hidden connections you might have totally missed. Then you've got the new AI mode in search. This goes way beyond simple keywords. It lets you ask complex questions using images, text, and data all at once, which, for interdisciplinary work, is a massive leap forward. Now, for any of you in fields like human-computer interaction or software development, this is an absolute game changer. Stitch lets you take a simple text description of an app or a website and instantly, and I mean instantly, generate a complex user interface or UI design from it. And this just shows you how beautifully simple the workflow is. It's literally a 2-step process. You write down the idea, and the AI builds the mockup. But the impact is huge. This allows for incredibly rapid prototyping. For researchers, this collapses the design and test cycle from weeks down to mere minutes. That enables a level of iterative experimentation that was just impossible before. And the design toolkit keeps on coming. Whisk lets you use a picture you already have as a starting point to brainstorm variations, which is perfect for refining visual data or creating figures for your paper. And Nano Banana taps into that powerful Gemini model to generate really high-quality images from just your text prompts, which is ideal for creating visuals for your presentations or publications. So, you've got your idea, you've got your design. What's next? Well, now you have to actually create something tangible. This section is all about the tools that help you turn those abstract concepts into concrete outputs, whether that's a slick video presentation or a functional piece of code. When it comes to communicating your research, video is just so powerful. Imagine creating a professional cinematic video for a huge conference with VO and doing it all from a simple text prompt. Or maybe for your day-to-day work, using Google Vids to quickly whip up a video project update for your lab. This isn't just about making things look pretty. It's about making complex research more accessible and way more impactful.
For all the researchers out there who code, Google is giving you two very different environments. If you basically live in your command line terminal, Gemini CLI brings the power of the models directly into your workflow. But if you're working on a big, complex project, Anti-Gravity is a full-fledged integrated development environment, or IDE, which is just a powerful, all-in-one software for coding. And it even comes with its own AI agents to help you build.
And then there's Jules. Think of this as a specialized assistant that lives inside your code repositories. It works quietly in the background, helping to manage, review, and even suggest improvements to your existing code bases. And it does it asynchronously, which just means it works on its own time without ever interrupting your flow. All right, now we're getting to the most futuristic part of this whole ecosystem: AI agents. This is where we move beyond just using simple tools and start talking about building autonomous assistants that can carry out complex research tasks entirely on their own. So what exactly is an AI agent? Well, like this slide says, it's an autonomous system. You give it a high-level goal, something like find all the relevant papers on this topic and summarize their methodologies. And it can actually reason, plan, and then execute all the different steps needed to get that job done for you. And Google is giving you a complete toolkit to build them. The ADK is the basic framework. A2A is the special language that lets multiple agents talk to each other and collaborate on a task. And the file search API is so critical. It uses something called a RAG pipeline, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. In simple terms, this lets your AI agent search and reason over your specific documents in data. That ensures its work is always grounded in your actual research context, not just a general internet. Okay, so let's pull back and look at the big picture here. With all these new capabilities, from these foundational models all the way up to autonomous agents, what does this actually mean for the day-to-day life of a researcher? What does the future of research even look like in this new AI era? Ultimately, it really all comes down to this number, 20 new tools, and they're all designed to work together. This isn't just about making one little part of your workflow faster. It's about creating a single, integrated environment that can amplify every single stage of your research process. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. We are moving past the point where AI is just a fancy spell checker or a data plotter. With this kind of ecosystem, AI is being positioned to become a genuine collaborator, a partner that can help you brainstorm, analyze, create, and ultimately discover. And that brings us to our final question, and it's a really big one for you to think about. As these systems become more and more capable and more integrated into our work, the very nature of research itself is going to change. So when AI becomes your research partner, handling so much of the grunt work and even some of the creative lifting, what role is left for you? That is the question that's going to define the next decade of discovery.